Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be opening the 2024 Matchbox MBX Countryside II. This is Matchbox code HVT78. Now we're in the process of opening all of the 2024 Matchbox 5-packs. This is 5-pack number 14. We have previously opened MBX Electric Drivers, MBX British Roadways, MBX Construction 5, Japan Cruisers, Coffee Cruisers 5, MBX Off-Road, Volkswagen, MBX Retro, MBX Rescue 3, Wildfire Rescue, Blue Highways 2, and City Adventures 2. So let's get started. First up is a Matchbox original. This is called Rainmaker. This has been in production since 2015. This is in light blue with a gray bottom, and the watering arms are in green. This is basically a tanker truck for a farm. The tampos on this say Green Grow Farms. Our second car is another Matchbox original. This is called Postal Service Delivery Truck. This is basically modeled after the current U.S. Postal Service trucks. And it's a pretty cool looking little design. This was originally produced from 2000 until 2014. Then it was retooled in 2014. They added a sunroof and they made the doors, it had two doors on the back that opened. And then it was discontinued in 2015. This current version has been in production since 2020. The first and second versions had a metal body. This current version is all plastic. It was last painted as a U.S. postal truck way back in 2001. This version is in blue with tampos that say Cargo Carriers. All right, our third car is called Tractor, and that's because it's a tractor. This is also a Matchbox original. It's a pretty cool looking tractor. This is in gray and black. The tampos are a red and orange stripe, 703 on the front and HH on the rear. I'm not sure what HH stands for. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Our fourth car is a 1951 Hudson Hornet. This has been in production since 2017. The real Hudson Hornet was in production from 1951 until 1957. The color on this is white, and the tampos say Police San Luis Obispo. I guess I'm saying that right, Obispo. Fun fact, Doc Hudson from Disney Pixar's Cars was also a 1951 Hudson Hornet. Now our last car is called Jeep Wagoneer. This has been in production since 2018. The color on this is blue, and it's got tampos or the wood paneling that's on the side. And I like this casting. It's really cool looking. So Matchbox doesn't say what year that this is. It just simply says that it's a Jeep Wagoneer. But through a little investigation work, I think I have pinpointed what model year that this car is. So I'm going to pause the video here for a second. I didn't really realize it until I was editing the video. I made a big mistake that cost me a lot of time when I was trying to identify this vehicle. Hang around to the end of the video and I'll tell you what I did wrong. Based on the body style, this is definitely a first generation Wagoneer, which was produced from 1963 until 1991. Now, it's got square headlights on the front. Those were introduced for the 1979 model year, so we know it's at least a 1979 or later model. Then, based on the taillights and the rear bumper, it would be a 1984 or later. Also, the Grand Wagoneer name was introduced in 1984. And you can look right here on our wood paneling, and it says Grand Wagoneer. So we know this is a Grand Wagoneer, so it's at least a 1984 or later. And then this model has a front grille and front bumper that was introduced in 1986 for the Grand Wagoneer. And although these are Matchbox wheels, they are more reminiscent of wheels that was on the 1987 or later Grand Wagoneer. And then in 1989, the Grand Wagoneer came equipped with a rear window wiper. And as you can see, our Grand Wagoneer also has a rear window wiper. That narrows this car down to a 1989 to 1991 model. Now from 1989 until 1991, the cars were indistinguishable on the outside. So it's impossible to say with certainty which of those 3 years that this car would be. But I'm gonna say it's a 1989. All 3 years it came in a shade of blue. But for 1990 and 1991, it was a dark blue. It was called Midnight Blue Metallic. For 1989, the blue was closer to the blue that you see here. Now, I know that this is a Matchbox blue and not necessarily a Wagoneer blue, but it's close enough. So there you have it. I'm calling this a 1989 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. All right, so now for my final thoughts. This is an okay pack, especially if you just started collecting. But if you've been collecting a while, then chances are you already have all these cars and probably the pack too. Like I said on the last couple Matchbox 5-pack videos, Matchbox is really bad to re-release the exact cars over and over and over again. They even released the same 5-packs. This is almost an exact replica of the 5-pack that was released back in 2020. There's only 3 differences between the 2020 pack and this 2024 pack. First, in the 2020 pack, they called it MBX Countryside, and for 2024, they call it MBX Countryside II. Second, the cars were in a different order back in the 2025 pack. And third, and really truly the only difference is with the tractor. The 2020 tractor was green, whereas the 2024 tractor is gray. It's still a re-release, but it's a release from 2018 instead of 2020. So if you're new to collecting, then this is a great pack, especially for the Wagoneer and the Hornet. But if you've been collecting for 5 years or longer, then chances are you've already got all of these cars and you can just skip this pack. So those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below if you agree. Now back to me trying to figure out what model year that Grand Wagoneer was. First, I checked on the bottom of the car itself, and it only says Jeep Wagoneer. Then I went to the Matchbox fandom page. There, it's also listed as a Jeep Wagoneer. So then I spent like 45 minutes or an hour narrowing it down to the 1989 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, only to find this during editing. At least I was right. Oh well. Anyway, if you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video.